9:58. John, I haven't seen John. You on vacation again?
He's got a doctor's appointment today. Something must have rested and then he said, he'd be in there for, I think he's on vacation.
Is the recording in progress?
Yes. Okay. We'll call a meeting of the Board of Commissioners for Wednesday, May 1st, 2024 to order. Please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. To our flag.
Got moved all over the corner.
Thank you for joining in the pledge. Any media questions? I don't see any.
No one on Zoom.
Okay, any public comment?
Yes, Rick Kane from Wolfboro. The chair had read a statement last week at the end of the meeting. The statute clearly calls that I need to have a letter from you and a reason why and what statute you're refusing to give me information. I do have it here, and I don't see any reason in here. You said on litigation. I do not have any litigation with the Carroll County, and it doesn't state in the exemptions that relatives, spouses, or partners, or any of that. So I am requesting a copy of that in writing, and I also have another 91A request in that I'd like to get that information, and I'd like to have the exemption of the extension if you're refusing to give me that. And also, I was going through the minutes, and you voted to accept the Seaman proposal last week of almost $8.3 million and move it to the delegation. The chair and Commissioner Nelson voted for it, and Commissioner McGee voted against it. Would the chair and Mr. Nelson explain to the Carroll County residents why they voted in favor of that? I'd like to hear that, and also I'd like to hear why Commissioner McGee voted against it. I think that this is a big number, and we ought to know why our commissioners are moving this forward to the delegation. You know, this $8.3 million is just the very beginning. There's going to be added cost to this, to maintain this building, to operate this building, to buy furniture for this building. So the overall cost is going to be much greater to the taxpayers of Carroll County. And I would like the chair and Mr. Commissioner Nelson to explain their vote to move it forward. And I'd also like to hear from Commissioner McGee why he voted against it. Thank you very much.
Anything else? Anything care to address that? Or we will be having a public meeting also, where I believe everything will be explained.
I don't mind jumping in. I don't mind jumping in.
Go ahead.
I have my reservations, if you followed all the things that they're doing here at the county, you know, building homes for people to use, doing all sorts of things. And I have a question for the community, for the county in this case, we need to use the money wisely. We can't be giving certain people money, for example, to build housing. You give them a piece of property. It's our stuff. But when we go to this money, a lot of it's grants, which I know is our money. It's use it or use it. We decided to use it, but I think we've used it wisely. And we're recommending that to the delegation. And then we pass it on to them to make a final decision. But I think we've hoed that thing down, and we've been picking at it to get down to a reasonable price that would not burden the county overly. Okay?
Commissioner?
Why did I vote against it? First of all, I don't think we have a firm plan. I think what I heard last week was we're going to do as much as we can until the money runs out. And that's usually a recipe for disaster. It's not fully funded. There aren't funds in there for the asbestos abatement or the paving of the parking lot. Most of these projects run over budget. I'm not saying this one will, but if history's any guide, they run 10 to 20%. You can look that up on the internet, which means that would be another $1 million that we probably don't have. And I'm not going to be the one to go back to the taxpayers of Carroll County and say we need another $1 million or $2 million to finish this. Beyond that, I'm not sure it's a good use of money. I mean, I don't know really what we're going to accomplish with this when we're done. We're going to finish a kitchen that we don't know who's going to use. We're going to upgrade the meeting rooms, and we're going to upgrade the storage, which we're already doing. We're using the building for storage, and we already have a meeting room. So at the end of the day, we're going to spend $8 million plus to basically make this place a little nicer. We're not going to, to the best of my knowledge, according to Siemens, we're not going to do anything with the exterior of the building, so it's still going to look the same. And honestly, I think we're trying to find a use for the money. And I understand they'll use it or lose it, but the country's $37 trillion in debt, and this is one of the reasons why, because they just throw money at projects. And I don't think this is a good use of the money. I would have rather seen a newer building or a new building or adding to the nursing home or something along those lines.
As far as it coming in over budget, if it comes in over what Siemens has given us and we have signed the contract with, Siemens takes care of all the overage, just like they have done with every job that they have done for us. Anything over what they give us for a cost, if it comes in more, they pay, we do not. So anything over that amount that comes in, we don't pay for. The only thing that isn't covered is the asbestos. And we do have more grants coming. The purpose for this building was to have a community hub. We have several other nonprofits, the Carroll County Adult Education, Carroll County Community Health, all those who want to be involved in this project. We also be concerned citizens who want to do Meals on Wheels in our kitchen and here. So this is a community-based project. It's not, I don't think that it's a waste of money. They all want to be here, community, so it's here. All the Carroll County functions will be here. Plus that. And we will have a public meeting, and you voice your concerns at that also. Okay.
May I respond quickly?
Yes, Fred.
The overall cost, once you rehab a building and to maintain a building, you know, the lights, the utilities, the custodian, is all going to be on the taxpayers, and that's going to be an increase, you know, to our tax base. And, you know, I'm seeing it in Wolfboro now. We built the town hall, we built the library, we're building a $14 million public safety building, fire building, and now the taxpayers of Wolfboro are saying, whoa, 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 because our taxes have gone up so much. First time in 20 plus years they went with a default budget. And I think the county has to be wise the way they spend the money. And when we received that grant and the APRA funds, I don't really think it was for, well, we have an old building that we moved out of, an old nursing home. So I think you're stretching that a little bit to use that money in this building. Thank you.
It was all approved. Everything that we put in for has been approved by the officials for the use of the money. So, and you're making it sound, Fred, like these people are coming in and they're all paying for these rooms. It's not like, they're coming in and we're footing the bill for everything.
Do you have a balance sheet, what they're gonna be paying and?
We don't
how
as
much
yet,
it is?
because they don't want to do anything until we're positive that they're going to be able to move here.
Right?
Yes, you may.
I followed up on that because you've been to the meetings, obviously, and I've said, you use it, you have to pay something. I do not want to see all of a sudden the county paying for somebody having a party here. It should be, if they're going to use the kitchen, somebody, that's fine, but they have to pay their share to using it, to clean it, that type of thing. Because I'm very concerned we could get in that trap. I don't deny that. And I've been,
And that's exactly what I feel this is a trap. Once we get these organizations in here, we're gonna be footing the bill for it down the road. Thank you very much.
Any other public comments?
Yeah, my name is Kevin Houle. It's Houle. I live up the street. And I agree with Commissioner McGee, absolutely. $8 million is an exorbitant amount of money. And it wasn't very long ago, I remember there was talk of tearing this building completely down. Isn't that right, Ed? It was a few years ago, the building was going to be tore down completely. I don't know, somebody scrapped that idea. In fact, nobody should have, the old jail should have been on the National Register of Historic Places. That was a beautiful brick building, and they tore that down, and that's a crime. Reminds me of urban renewal back in the 70s. So I agree with Commissioner McGee. He's the only one with half a brain. Now look, I've got these financials here, and our buddy there, Mr. Will DeWitt, has made $39,000 in hay for, how many acres did you say the hayfield is? I'll answer that for you. It was 200.
200 that I'm not even sure.
We actually hay about 70 acres.
See, now that's my question, because I'm old. I've been here a long time, paying taxes, 28 years. When I moved here in 1996, I was buying hay from Alan Seguin. It was always 200 acres of hayfield. Now, when we got Mr. DeWitt in 2009, he's been here 14 years, and in 14 years, the other, 100 and, how many acres? 130 acres has turned into what, forest or something? I mean, I never got a tour of the 15 fields that were allegedly temporarily up for lease this summer, although others did get it, but it was raining and muddy was the excuse that I got. But there's always been 200 acres of hayfield for as long as the 28 years that I've been here. Now suddenly there's 130 acres that are missing. Have there been houses built on that I'm unaware of? I mean, what has happened to it? And 39,000, that's a disgrace, even for 39,000 in revenue that he brought in. There was several, it takes 3 days to make hay. 3 days. You need 3 days of sunshine, actually. And we had kind of a wet summer, but every time there was a 3 day straight period of sun, it was always on the weekend. And Mr. DeWitt was never in. He never came in on the weekend. He could have, and he could have made more hay. But if the hay was started earlier, and if the fields were brush hogged and maintained properly for the past 14 years, then there should be more revenue than this, because 39,000, you 5 acres, you can make 39,000, and he's doing what, 75? And you know what, those round bales out there are an eyesore. I live in this community, I live in this road, and it's depreciating my property values. And I asked last week kindly to have them removed, because they're not nice to look at, and they've been there. What, are they going to sit there forever? I mean, I'm sure the silage in there, it can't be any good. Can't even feed it to a goat at this point. It needs to be brought to the dump or something. Thank you. That's all for today.
Thank you. Do we have any other public comments? Yes, you may.
I just wanted to let everybody know that there's a COVID response committee happening on May 10th.
Okay.
And there's already been testimony on it. I think everybody should pay attention. I believe that our state reps need to follow through with it. There's been felonies, I see the attorney just walked in, he may want to pay attention to, that need to be addressed. And they're not from outside people. These are people that are in high places that probably will
I'm not sure anything will happen just because of their positions, but they are definite felonies, so I wish everybody would pay attention to it. And also, I would like to respond a little bit about what you said about people paying for these places. You did say nonprofits. I will tell you that most nonprofits are funded through taxes.
True,
So
but they're-
we're gonna take tax money to pay for tax money. It's not real money, it's fake. Okay, it all comes from us, So,
They're paying where they are now.
and we pay
So-
for it.
Yes, so you're,
I'm just saying, we pay for it. It's not like they collect it from somewhere else.
where is this, thing
It's
gonna
at
be?
the State House, and I don't know, remember which room it is, it's at 10 in the morning.
Thank you. Any other public comment? No? Okay. Approval of the minutes for April 25th? Any comments or amendments?
Make a motion to accept them?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Accounts payable for May 1st, $93,748.92. We have no payroll, it's too early for the payroll for May 3rd.
Make a motion to accept them?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the annual report, where are we on
We're
that?
still holding
We're
that.
still holding
for the
that.
Commissioner's
Okay.
report, yep.
Okay, we will go into recess for the Hales Board of Selectmen meeting.
10:15.
Minutes for, I gave you all a
Oh,
copy of
okay.
those, yeah, that's a signature one for
Okay.
Hales and your regular minutes. Thank you.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the minutes, there isn't much there.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I have nothing else for Hales. Signature. Do we have one for our minutes to sign?
Yes, I set it down.
Oh,
right
Bill's
there.
got it?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Right on.
I don't know, I have two Hales that I can.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you could sign one of the Hales ones then if you have two of them, right?
Yep, I did.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Oops. And since I have nothing else for Hales, we will go back into our Board of Commissioners meeting.
10:17.
And the next on the agenda is the bid recommendation.
If we could pass that over, Director Murray's not prepared with that. He'll have it for you next week.
Okay. So the next is the Performance Assurance Report, the Energy Project. This for next week.
That was included in your email that I sent out to you yesterday. Director Murray's recommendation was here in the blue part.
Oh,
He's asking you to
Yep, I read that.
vote that we don't have to continue the measurement and verification agreement with Siemens. So that's for your consideration. Thank you.
Comments?
Just for the benefit of people out there watching who may not know what this is, and I did not know what this is. It was, we did an energy upgrade project, I guess save money to the county, and Siemens did it. And they were to monitor it to see if we were actually what the savings were, or it was doing what it was supposed to do, which it has proved to be doing. And at this point, it cost us $12,000 a year to save Siemens to continue to do that. And Director Murray is suggesting we should waive that now and we don't need to verify it going forward, and I would agree with him on that.
Second that motion?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, policy review, I think the record retention, that one's been approved and,
Yep, so that one's ready for your approval. On Monday, we had our first meeting of the Municipal Records Committee, and it went really well. And the committee members made a few recommendations, and you have the final draft in your packet.
okay, yep.
What do you number, a letter?
It should be under number 7 in your book. And then I've just received the minutes of the meeting on Monday, and I'll forward those to the commissioners so you can see what we did.
Okay.
Yep. I'll do it. Okay, I did see this. Email now.
Any questions, Commissioner McGee?
I do
On this
not.
one? I think we had went over it all last week.
Yes.
Any changes from me? Okay. Anything else?
Oh, fine.
Someone like to make a motion to accept it?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Did you do that last week?
I thought we did, but I don't know, it's.
Okay, well, we'll do it
we're
again.
good. Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'll get a clean copy for you to sign before you leave today. Thank you.
Okay, and the rules of procedure, I have a couple of things that I think we should talk about this in non-public, the rules of some of the things, so if we could hold that till later.
Mhm.
Okay. Any commissioner reports or? Okay. Non-public is next.
Okay, make a motion to go into non-public.
Yep, it has it right here, the number,
Number, we have to read.
Should be A and C.
A and C.
A and C, I'll
Thank
get this
you.
down eventually. A, the dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee, or the disciplining of such employee, or the investigation of any charges against him or her, unless the employee affected, 1, has the right to a meeting, and 2, request that the meeting be open, in which case the request shall be granted. C, matters which, if discussed in public, would likely affect adversely the reputation of the person other than a member of the public body itself, unless such person requests an open meeting. The exemption shall extend to any application for assistance, tax abatement, or waiver of a fee, fine, or other levy, if based on inability to pay or poverty of the applicant.
Thank you.
Need a roll call, or?
Yep, I need a second.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Okay, Representative, Commissioner Nelson, yes. McGee?
Yes.
And McCarthy.
Yes.
10:22.
Okay.
Wait a minute, hold on one second. Now, that was, you said,
She said A and C, but you have M down here.
I have M, that's what I was about to say. See, M.
I think is it A through M normally
Oh,
on the
A through
agenda?
M?
Yeah,
Okay.
it just,
That's what
So
you
you
meant.
want them all read? Or?
yeah, you're okay.
You're okay.
With the 2, yeah.
That's what I just spotted. I said, wait a minute.
Thank you.
Okay.
So what do we agree to do, go with it A through M or A and C?
A and C.
A and C. She just put A through M down there.
We'll go in the order.
And I don't think we have anything after either.
Oh, I'll stay.
I just want to let you know, so that you watch it.
There's always something at the end.
Now you can talk about this.
Yes, well, they talk about it. They don't care.
I should have left a recorder. After somebody remembers it.
Just said Chairman Kathy agreed.
Hey Ed, do you know why we're here on a Wednesday and not a Thursday?
I believe it's because the,
Oh. Did you hear us all the way in there?
No,
Okay, because I thought I was being a little loud.
no, you're pretty insulated in there. Can you hear us? That's the
No.
most important part.
Are you all
No,
set?
we
yes, ma'am.
Okay. We need a motion to come out of non-public and seal the minutes.
I'll make a motion that we come out of non-public and seal the minutes.
I second that motion.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 12:22.
22. Okay,
Oh, you're adjourned.
we're adjourned.
We're adjourned.
12:22.
Oh,